Hey YouTube, it's jurracmaster, and sorry I haven't been able to get videos up lately. Even as I record this, I'm having problems with uploading. The way I used to upload has no sound, and the new way I started uploading that was working has recently given me problems. It's like quadrupled the time it takes me to upload, and the video didn't even upload the last time. It said it did and then never showed up. So this video is actually going to be my current Evol deck, a little bit changed. Most of it's going to be the side deck. I think the main deck is actually exactly the same. So I'm going to go through that quickly, and I'll get into the changes and some future things that are coming up for the deck. So, just going to run through the main deck. 3 Serato, 2 Diplo, 3 Volcano, and 2 Elias for the Evols, or for the Evil swords rather. I have 3 Westlow and 3 Najasho as my Evil tiles, and as non-Evils I have Granmole and Sangan. So that's it for monsters. I'm going to run through the spells. I have 3 Evo Force and 2 Enemy Controller. Got 3 Forbidden Lance and 1 Primordial Soup. 2 Pot of Duality, Monster Reborn, Dark Hole, Mind Control, Heavy Storm, and Pot of Avarice. So finally, just going to wrap it up with the traps. I have Solemn Judgment, 2 Solemn Warning, 2 Deep Prison, 1 Torrential, and 2 Call of the Haunted. So that's it for the main deck. Got the extra deck, is also the same I believe. 3 Lagia, 3 Dolkka, 1 Solda, 1 Exabeetle, 1 Zenmeister, 2 Utopia, 1 Utopia Ray, 1 Leviathan Dragon, 1 Leviair, 1 Zenmains, and 1 Gigabrilliant. I'm kind of thinking about putting in Acid Golem in here somewhere, so just because I want to be able to get over other people's strong monsters, that's basically it. The side deck is kind of where all of the smartness came in for now. It's kind of, I've been working at it for a while because I know it's important. So the side deck, I currently have 3 Mirror of Oaths, mainly for Rabbit. It's for other decks too, but I can't remember exactly what right now. There are also situational times you can use it. I know it hits like a ton of stuff in Rabbit. It's tour guide summons as well, so all that good stuff happens for you. Next thing is 3 Skill Drain. Goes well against a lot of decks. I'll get into that later actually. 1 Tyrant's Temper, which I'll also get into a little bit later. Dimensional Fissure, just pretty good against a lot of decks. Seeing a few Dark World decks pop up more than there used to be, and this kind of hurts them when they don't hit the grave. I know they can get around it, but it just makes them have to play around it and, destroy it first before they can do anything else, and it might stop them from doing things you don't want them to. Macrocosmos is an option, but I like to be able to just defissure right away. Works against other decks, but, you can side it in. It's just I'm telling you some of the main stuff that these go for. 2 MST, because people have been starting to side more things like that you just don't want the opponent to have. I mean, Skill Drain's not as big a deal, but if it's not yours, you don't want it around. You don't want stuff like Prohibition hitting your key cards. You just don't want a few of these things that are starting to be sided. This also works for people that like to try to fiendish chain you. Just a lot of different things that can be stopped with these. Effect Veiler for the times that Skill Drain isn't your best side deck choice, or you want to use it in combination with Skill Drain because you absolutely have to stop their monster effects. An example of this could be an Insector deck, where they're just ripping you to shreds, which shouldn't really happen, but, you know, the deck is pretty good. I've played it for a while now, 2 weeks, some of you might know already. It's a good deck. It will go off on you if you don't stop the effects, so be warned. And Veiler's just, it works in a lot of situations. And 2 Thunder King Ryo helps stop heroes. They have to get around Thunder King before they can search everything, and all that kind of stuff. If they try to special summon one of their fusion monsters, you can stop the summon. I believe. I'm never really clear with rulings like that, like special summoning from a card effect. I don't even know. It's all stupid. But yeah, that's why Thunder King's in here. So just a quick run over of Skill Drain. Skill Drain stops a lot of decks right now. Even if it doesn't stop them, it can stop their field effects. Even if they still special summon and all that stuff, it goes well against a lot of things. So what they're in there for obvious reasons, Insectors and all that kind of thing. And you wouldn't necessarily think that this deck would be playing them. Obviously, you'll want to get rid of Grand Mole, and Westlows are still useful. They can be Evo forced, they can be whatever. They're 1900 defense, and you want to keep it in there for while Skill Drain's not out. You'll probably get 1 or 2 off before you activate Skill Drain anyway. And not to mention remaining 3 Forbidden Lance, so anything we really need to work can work. But the main option here is, this is one of the reasons I side this, is Tyrant's Temper. That's also in there just in case I face a really trap-heavy deck, like Control, like Stun kind of thing that uses a lot of traps, I don't know, that I just don't want to face. So that really stops all of them except the negate summon traps. And obviously we all know the play. Tribute this, get one of your monsters, and you're no longer affected by Skill Drain. You could even hit with a Torrential if you wanted. It's working. It works pretty well. I shouldn't say it's working pretty well. I should say it works pretty well. Last note on here is the reason I personally don't main Effect Veiler is because I don't feel I need it. If I'm gonna get outdone by Insectors or something, just to use Insectors as an example because they're one of the top decks and they explode pretty fast. So if I'm going to get outdone by something like that, what are the odds of me having a Veiler just right off the bat or something, whereas I could just rely on other things in my main deck that'll help. If they explode too early, I've got Grand Mole to get around Zen mains, like stuff like that, that'll just work against them. And like, you've got Lagia to stop them from summoning the first one that gets them all the effects, and you've got Dolkka to stop them from using the effects. So that's basically why. I mean, this deck can make those pretty fast. So Effect Veiler in the main is good. I don't discourage it, but I also don't like it in my build. And every time I do this deck, I always feel like I have to explain Primordial Soup, because I used to talk about how I didn't need hand control in the deck, how I could play around it. That's all true and everything. This card is in here basically for the times when you want a second option, or those few times where you get insanely unlucky and draw both of these at the same time. You can send one back, you can send both back, it's up to you. I don't know whether or not I'll be running this once we get the new spell card, I might have to take it out, but it's just another option when you don't want to play that, or when you'd rather try to go off with an evil tile, and you're already set on the field. Say maybe you have one of these, and you've just got a few evil swords in your hand, like 2 of these, or just 2 of these, because these aren't exactly great in the hand either. I mean, they're playable. You could go into 2 of these and make 2 of these, and then just get the Lagia and Solda or whatever. But that's about it on Primordial Soup. And I think I have I have one last thing that I want to say. I did this before, but the switch from 2 Solda to a Solda and an Exabeetle. Solda's good early game, it's good late game too, but if you can get that thing out early game, they're in trouble. I like doing that, like, first turn if I start out with, 2 level 4 Evil Swords, a Najasho, and an Evo Force. I can just go into one of these and a Lagia or something, and just basically completely shut them down for a while. This is good for getting around stuff like Cataster, anything else that bothers you. Granted, this could do it too, but this thing doesn't have to target anything, it doesn't have to activate its effect. Really, it's just barring skill drain, it's gonna work. It can also stop special summons. This thing, though, is for really, really pesky stuff. Late game, mainly. You can take a strong monster, gain half of its attack and its defense, and then it's basically a scrap dragon from there. You can detach to, like, blow stuff up. It's not even blow stuff up, it's just send something from both sides of the field to the grave. I think they have to be face up. But that's good for, say, you run into an acid golem that Solda can't outdo. Unless you have Lance, then whatever. Or you just ran out of your enemy controllers. This deck has so much control, and, like, so many good plays that you can get out of really anything you need to get out of, which is what I like about it. I think that's about it. I just wanted to explain that one last change that some of you might not have seen in the last video, because the last one only has like 250, 260 views, something like that. And I'm hoping this one will get more whenever I can get it up, because I want people to actually know about this deck. I know it did well at YCS Atlanta, but I don't really agree with that build. It was good, don't get me wrong, but I think he way overdid it with some things like enemy controller. I just don't like the gores. The Call of the Haunted just works so much better, in my opinion, especially because I run Grand Mall. He's like one of the best cards in this deck, in my opinion. Obviously, aside from the whole engine, he's just like one of the best cards you can throw into a deck like this, because you're just going to have the control you need, and if you don't, you can just do a Grand Mall play and get the things you need, or get rid of the thing that's bothering you, and go from there. Just so many plays in this deck, I can't cover it all. You guys, if you want more strategy from this deck in detail, just tell me in the comments, or message me or something, and I will try to make like a full strategy video for this. But right now, I'm just going to end this video with the upcoming stuff that we're going to get. We're obviously getting the Search card. I like 2 of the cards that are coming out for this deck. The Search card, and I don't remember what they've called him so far, but I think he's Darwinos still. The level 5 Evolsaur. He's awesome. I'd probably have him in here at 1, mainly because of the Westlow play. You get Westlow's effect, and he's alive, or whatever, because you flipped him. Get out a Darwinos, increase him to 5, and overlay into something like Freezerdon, or the Burn guy, whatever he's called, Volcanodon. And I like the Crimson Armor Ninja, too. 2400's not too shabby, and it's got a good effect, so basically just keeps itself from being destroyed. Yeah, that's about it. I will be profiling the deck basically as soon as the cards come out. I'm going to do my best to get them the day that they come out, or earlier, and I'm going to be doing my best to, get them as soon as possible if I don't do it that day. So I will be updating you guys closer to when the cards come out in the pre-release, sneak peek, whatever we call it. And whenever that happens, I'll try to have this deck up. So thanks for watching this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you wouldn't mind just telling any of your friends that you might know that used to watch my videos and forgot about me because I stopped putting up videos for a while or something. That was just for the winter. If you wouldn't mind just reminding them that I'm still here. I'm putting out Evol stuff. I'm going to try to do some more Jurrac stuff. All that. I'm going to cover Evols a lot more. And the last update that I want to give you guys that I forgot about is that I am going to be recording my duels from locals, and I'm going to be using Evols a lot more. I've been not playing them for a while just because I needed a break from using the same 2 decks every week. Just because I feel like I fall into a trap of playing, just getting too comfortable with the way the deck plays and misplaying too much, or just taking a break and then coming back to it makes me realize some of the mistakes I made in my build or in the way I used to play it in some of my plays. It just helps me learn from the past rather than continuing to do the same thing and not realizing my mistakes. So I took a 2-week break or so from Evols, played some Inzectors. I think it was 3 weeks because I played 2 weeks Inzectors and 1 week of Chaos Dragons. But other than that, that's basically how it's been going. Just please remember, I'm going to be trying to post videos as much as I can, but I've been having uploading trouble, and I hope you guys will enjoy the duel videos from my locals that I should be doing every week. Just every duel of every round if I can, and it would be nice to see a little bit of support here too. Because, I miss the days when I used to be in contact with you guys all the time and all that. Like last summer, it's approaching a year now that I've been out on YouTube, and I miss those days. I had a lot of things going on. School's wrapping up pretty soon. Got vacation coming up, all that good stuff. So I'm going to try to stay in contact with you guys and be posting videos more daily as soon as I can. I really apologize for all of it, and I really do, I'd say it again, I really do miss those days. They were really fun, got to do a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh, and I really enjoyed it. So, thanks for watching this really long video, but I like to have my Evol ones be kind of longer, all that. And this was also kind of an update at the end, so I appreciate you guys watching the update. I hope you enjoyed the video, and have a nice day.